Good evening humans, Tyrannosaurusmoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Target exclusive Power Rangers Lightning Collection Andros figure from Hasbro. And this is just a whole bunch of stuff I love about the Lightning Collection, plus soft goods, and In Space is one of my favorite seasons. Not only that, but I always loved this getup for Andros, so really just a whole bunch of great stuff coming together, and I'm excited to have it. So let's get right into this review. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, I think Hasbro absolutely nailed it here. And at first glance, the pose that I have Andros in here looks a little like a strange choice, especially for an aesthetic section. However, the reason I did this was because one of the main focuses here, obviously, is the cloak. And I think they nailed it. And obviously in the episodes where Andros is wearing the cloak, there's a lot of the obscuring of the face and just that sort of stuff, and the flow of the robe or the cloak rather. More on that in a second. And I think they nailed it here. Obviously it's very basic. It's almost completely reuse figure-wise, like in terms of the plastic. And I mean, it's literally, they probably just used the In Space Red Ranger body, made it all black, added the symbol that is on his chest in the show, and then again, belt's all black with the belt buckle being the same, and that's about it. Because even the hands are the same, his saber is the same and all that. But yeah, no, I just think they absolutely nailed it. And the reason I accidentally said robe earlier is because I saw some people complaining online, or like some comment sections where people are like, oh, it's a bathrobe, blah, blah, blah. Anyone who spent any time working with textiles and trying to make clothes or anything like that knows the incredibly, almost maddening balance between the weight of the textile and having it fall correctly and all that. And I honestly think Hasbro just did an insane job here. I'll take that out. So this cloak, I think it's great. Considering that it's not wired at all, the way it falls, the way it feels in hand is just fantastic. And honestly, Hasbro absolutely nailed it, especially on a mass scale. And for a $20 to $23 figure, I don't remember exactly how much this was, but again, it's in the $20 to $25 range. Just brilliant. And yeah, I honestly, hats off to whoever came up with this part and developed these soft goods. They have my utmost respect as someone who's tried to make clothing items, and certainly has not really thought I was capable of doing it at this scale. It's just that I can't imagine how that goes, and they killed it. And I focus on that because obviously this is the main feature of this character, or this version of Andros. When it comes to the actual figure, again, I kind of already touched on it. So we've got the head, which is the same, painted slightly differently. More on that in the size comparisons, but the body is pretty much exactly the Red Ranger. Red In Space Ranger with the symbol on the chest and all in black. And that's pretty much it. Moving into accessories, again, the theme of reuse comes back here. Pretty much everything we got with the other Andros figure in the 2-pack with Astronema, just in different colors, with the exception we get 2 effects pieces. And one is the gun blast that we have seen time and time again, this time cast in kind of a orangey pink plastic. There's some glitter in there too, which is kind of nice. And then we get this effects piece, which we saw with, I think, Goldar and a couple other figures, or at least one other figure, and just cast in yellow. Then we get, of course, the saber, and just black, silver, red, all done well. The blaster done well, all around, painted really nicely. Gold, silver, blue, and red, all done well. And we get the same hands we got with the original release of Andros as the Red Ranger. So 2 gripping hands, cast in black. And we get the left fist. We get the right pointing hand, Again, the exact same one, just in black. Even the helmet is the same thing, just all in black. And finally, of course, we get the robe, which I've already touched on in aesthetics. So that is what it is. Only thing I don't think I mentioned is that there is some Velcro here, so it does actually shut. And that is accessories. Suffice to say that the articulation you get here is going to be the exact same as Morphed Andros, but we'll go over it anyway, and starting at the head. So here with the civilian head, we're not really going to get a lot of back because of that hair. You do get some decent down, and not really any side to side. If you want to see how you get with the helmet, you can look at the original Andros, and you're actually going to get some really nice up and some not great down. So, so take it as you will. Then we get onto our butterfly joints. So full range, we can come up super high with those arms. We get our bicep swivel. We get double jointed elbows. We get our hinge and swivel at the wrist, all horizontal hinges. We get our diaphragm ball, so we get all the way around there. We get our ab crunch, so we're coming forward really, really nicely. We're coming back insanely well. Coming back to neutral. Come back to the hips. Again, this is the original male buck hips, so we're not getting really incredible splits, but you know, they're serviceable. Then we get our thigh cut, double jointed knees. We get point. We get some okay forward, and then we get that pivot, and that's articulation. Talking about size comparisons, here is Andros with the rest of what we have for the in-space part of the Lightning Collection, with Psycho Red sending in for the rest of the Psycho Rangers, with some other Hasbro stuff, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on Power Rangers Lightning Collection Andros figure is that this is another banger from Hasbro, certainly in this line. As I had stated earlier, the consistency in this line, and I mean, I thought people are gonna laugh at that sentence, but I mean just in the terms of the mold and the articulation and all of that, that sort of consistency and reuse just resonates with me, and I think it lends itself to a lot of options and some really cool stuff like this, where, you know, because it's basically all reuse, they were able to do soft goods, which, by the way, were fantastically done. So I highly recommend this if you are a fan of the Andros character, if you're a fan of In Space, if you're collecting Lightning Collection. So I will have I will have a link in the description below, because this is a Target exclusive, so you can only get it there, and it was pretty available on the website when I got it, so hopefully it's still there. The link will be there anyway, and if not, this should be hitting shelves within the next couple of weeks, I would hope. So keep your eyes out if you're hunting, and I wish you luck. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this both entertaining and informative, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And if you want to take it a step further, I will have ways to help the channel in the description below. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sticking with me with this review, and I hope you take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.